His name was William Kemmler, a vegetable peddler from Buffalo. He could not read, he could not write. He had killed a woman with a hatchet. Now he sat in a wooden chair. Wires traced the contours of his body. A switch was about to be thrown. The crowd had not gathered for justice. They had gathered for proof. Proof that one particular form of electricity kills. His last words to the warden were simple. "Take it easy. Do it properly. I'm in no hurry." The switch was thrown. It took 8 minutes to kill him. By the late 19th century, electricity had already begun to reshape the world. The question was no longer whether it worked. The question was which version of it the world would learn to trust, and which version it would be taught to fear. Two systems, two futures. Thomas Edison had built the foundation: direct current, local, controlled, profitable. But it could only travel limited distances before it became inefficient. Nikola Tesla had proposed something else: alternating current. Harder for the public to understand, easier to portray as unstable, but capable, with transformers, of traveling far beyond the reach of Edison's original system. This was not a debate, it was a collision. Two architectures that could not easily coexist. Two futures that could not both dominate. When a system is already becoming the standard, efficiency is not enough to replace it. It must be accepted. And acceptance is rarely about truth alone. It is about the story told before truth arrives. The electric chair was presented as progress, a more humane alternative to hanging. That was the public story. Behind it stood Harold Brown, an anti-AC campaigner working with support from Edison's circle and from Edison's laboratory. He staged animal electrocution experiments for journalists and officials. He argued that alternating current belonged in slaughterhouses and state prisons. And when New York moved toward execution by electricity, he helped steer the process toward AC. So in 1890, William Kemmler became the first person executed by electricity. The current used was alternating current. This was not a technical detail. It was a message. The same current that promised to power the modern city was now bound, in the public imagination, to the violence of the state. George Westinghouse watched from a distance and said only this: "They would have done better with an axe." Public demonstrations followed. Animals were electrocuted before witnesses and reporters. The message was relentless. This current is dangerous. It did not matter that any current, at sufficient voltage, could kill. It did not matter that direct current had already caused deaths of its own. It only mattered which one the public saw killing. Fear does not require accuracy. It only requires repetition. You do not have to stop a system if you can frame it, link it to risk, attach it to an image. Let fear arrive before understanding, and adoption slows. Doubt spreads. In infrastructure wars, delay has value. Time protects incumbency, and incumbency protects power. The goal did not have to be the permanent defeat of alternating current. Delay alone could matter. Control the perception window, and you may never need to win the argument itself. But the strategy failed. Not because fear is weak. Fear is extraordinarily powerful. It failed because physics does not negotiate. Alternating current could be transformed to high voltage, transmitted efficiently over long distances, and then reduced again for use. Direct current, in its original urban form, could not match that scale. The world needed distance. Industry needed scale. Alternating current provided both. Within 3 years of Kemmler's execution, Westinghouse Electric had won the contract to harness Niagara Falls. The system, once marked as the executioner's current, became part of the infrastructure of modern life. The current, once associated with death, became the current that lit cities. And that may be the deepest lesson of all. A system can be efficient, it can be necessary, it can even be the future. And still, for a time, it can be taught to look like danger. The question is not only what happened then, the question is how many systems now are being framed the same way before they are fully understood. What are we delaying? What are we afraid of? And who benefits from the fear?